Hey everyone, thanks for tuning in and giving this video a chance. Today I want to talk about performance art in general, just across the board, whether you're a musician or whether you're a dancer or a juggler like me, or a novelty artist of some sort, character acting, anything you're doing live, anything that you are just doing in front of an audience that's actively watching you, performance art. Even making YouTube videos is a form of performance art, even though it's not necessarily live, because I can edit this any way I want to make it look like I'm not as scatterbrained as I actually am, and I can take things out that are just filler words like and ye, and other times when I burp like that, I'm going to leave it in just because whatever, it's my channel, I do what I want. So across the board, when it comes to performance art, there's a number of different times when I myself as an artist, and also talking to other performance artists in general, we have lots of moments where we just kind of stick our foot in our mouth right after we're done saying something, or have instant regrets about something we did because we did it poorly, or we didn't do it up to our own personal standards, or we otherwise just bombed something. Comedians, for instance, they go through this all the time. When they're telling jokes and they're trying out new material and they discover it falls on completely deaf ears and no one's responding to them in any way, it really makes you wonder, am I good at this? Am I bad at this? Did I not deliver the joke properly? Because context is key when it comes to a lot of humor, and also the character that's delivering it. Certain people can get away with certain jokes, and other people cannot get away with doing the exact same jokes with the exact same words. This goes a lot in line with like racial humor, with age humor, with sexual humor, and with humor in general. A good friend of mine, Rob, at the Michigan Renaissance Festival, Rob does puppet shows for children, and he's a wonderful entertainer and a wonderful human being in general, and he's very, very honest when it comes to giving critiques. He told me that humor is like a fraternity, that there's special like little groups of people that find one particular thing funny. And I think there's a lot to be said about that. I think there's a lot of truth behind that. For some people, there's things that are funny to certain demographics or certain groups of people. However you want to group people together, you can imagine any way possible. Geographically, gender, racially, or nationally, religiously, culturally, all these different ways you can identify large groups of people, or people identify as a certain thing. They can find certain jokes tasteful or distasteful, or funny or non-funny. So humor is a fraternity in that regard. Fraternity in the sense that it's like a secret club where certain things are funny and some things are not funny. Now me, as an artist, I'm really gravitating more towards family-friendly, universal humor. I want things that are funny for old folks and young kids and people of all nationalities and all different backgrounds, all cultures, all races, everything. I want to be ultimately funny to anyone who's watching. And that's very difficult. It's incredibly difficult to find things that are universally funny to all audiences because there's not very much to pick from. There's always self-deprecation humor. People like to watch you make fun of yourself. That's always a good one. And the safest thing about making fun of yourself is that you're not making fun of anybody else. And if you're strong enough to take it, then that's good. Make fun of yourself all day long at your own expense and for everyone else's benefit who's watching your show or watching you do whatever you're doing as a comedian, for instance. There's also fall down humor, just injuring yourself but in a comedic way. People like that sort of thing. You have standard puns and plays on words, or your dad jokes. Your dad jokes are safe for people of all ages, but some people really don't like dad jokes, and it's hard because nothing is funny to absolutely everybody out there, because there's always going to be someone out there who doesn't get it, or someone out there who just does not like that kind of humor. But moving forward though, with this channel and with all my performances I've done at the Michigan Renaissance Festival, I find that I'm experimenting with trying new material and trying to pull out the material that's not quite working or getting the effect that I'm aiming for. And I want people to actually enjoy the show and enjoy what I'm doing and what I'm presenting and how I'm presenting it in a mass generalized way. I don't want to cater to any one particular demographic. I want most people to enjoy the show, and it's really difficult to do that. I'd like everyone to like this YouTube channel, for instance, but I myself, when I go back and I watch my old videos, I cringe sometimes at how poorly some of them are put together, or how I just kind of trip over my words, I mispronounce things every once in a while. But I made a promise I would post every single day this year, and I've been doing it every single day this year, and it's kind of driving me crazy, folks. It really is. I'm having a good time with it. I think I've been getting more benefits out of doing it than not. It's helped me, for instance, really realize that I need to budget my time better. I need to be more aware of what's going to happen in the future. It helps me look ahead a couple more steps. And sometimes I put a lot of pressure on myself to get the video done by a certain time, or in a certain standard. There's a lot of videos I made out there already that I didn't do as well as I would like to. So this whole year is going to be a good practice run for me to redo the videos on the subjects that I'm really passionate about in a better way, because I can review them, watch back, and I can take notes on how I can better organize them in the future. So I'm really hoping to do that further down the pipeline, probably by next year, remaking a lot of the videos that I like, especially my tutorials. My tutorials are all right, but if you watch back in time, some of my earlier tutorials kind of drone on and drag on, and I tend to repeat myself about quite a bit of things. And I don't get directly to the point as fast as I should get. And I might spend too much time on an intro, for instance, and people don't want that. People want the information now and quick and well presented in a way that is easily digested, so people don't have to overthink things or guess what you're trying to say. So yeah, making YouTube videos is a performance art in that regard, and to make it entertaining and appealing to everyone out there is not going to happen. It's just not going to happen, but I can do my best. And that's what I tell everyone to do at the end of all my videos, is to never give up, and to do your best, and to stay true to you, and to be amazing. And those are all things that I really try to abide by in my own personal life. And sometimes I fall short. Sometimes I don't give it my best, even though I wanted to. And it clearly wasn't my best. And sometimes I throw in the towel. I'm not proud of it, but sometimes giving up is probably the right thing to do, especially if it's a bad habit. Just drop that. Just get rid of it. Get it out of the way. Yeah, staying true to myself, that's a tough one too. I really try my best just to be honest with who I am and not be deceiving to myself, most importantly, much less anyone else, but importantly, like being honest with myself about who I am on the inside. I think that's very important, and I think that it's easy for us often to deceive ourselves and play tricks on ourselves. There's some deep psychology there. I would go into it, but I'm not qualified to actually articulate it the right way, or nor do I think that I'll be able to actually articulate in the way that I would be happy with articulating it. But yeah, I think a lot of us are deceiving to ourselves. We tell lies to ourselves without really realizing we're doing it. I don't know, maybe it's just me. When it comes down to like Freudian psychology, I think that most of what Freud, if not most, a large portion, and if not a large portion, at least a significant amount of his theories show more about who he was internally than what other people are like in general. So when it comes down to his psychology about his mother and about fundamental aspects in human nature, it might have a lot to do with his own personal theories about how his own brain functioned. And he would of course have that confirmation bias where he would only see what he's looking for in his patients, things that reflected his own internal psychology. Maybe that's true in my regard when I'm talking about how I think everyone lies to themselves, at least to some degree. I think it's almost a survival trait, arguably, that people need to lie to themselves and tell themselves certain things are a certain way in order to get through the day, just to get through this life. Sometimes you have to tell yourself sweet little white lies just so you can make it through. Alright, that got pretty dark pretty quick. I mean, I was just talking about performance art and its various forms, and making YouTube content as a performance art and all that sort of thing. And I guess I got off the rails again. But that's me. That's the Blarney Stone in me. That's my gifted gab, if you will. That's my mouth just running, stream of consciousness style. And that's what you can expect here on my YouTube channel, folks. You can also expect a lot of changes coming up in the future, because I just bought a house, my girlfriend's pregnant, my cat is currently dying. It's very sad, but I have to stop lying to myself. My cat's dying. She's gonna die. We're all gonna die. Life ends eventually. Got to embrace it and just roll with it. And I plan on making more electronic music in the future. After the Renaissance Festival is done, after I move all my stuff over to my new place and I get settled in, I'll make a new video recording studio. I want to focus more on music production and also DJing and electronic music blending and refusion of certain songs that I like. And I got this crazy idea that I can't wait to debut further on down the line. It's going to be awesome. It's got a fun theory behind it. We'll see how well it actually manifests when I actually put music together, and how much it actually will suck, actually. We'll see what happens. I'm going to do my best, because that's what I have to do. I have to do my best and never give up and stay true to myself and to be amazing, right? I'm the Amazing Flec. That's my job. And I hope that you can be amazing too, folks, back at home. So thanks very much for watching. This is where I'm going to leave you. I know this one was kind of strange and weird, but I'm in a strange, weird place right now, folks. I'm trying to do way too much with not enough time to do it. And it reflects and it shows in my YouTube performances lately. And thank you very much for watching and understanding that I'm just a human being doing my best I possibly can. So remember to never give up, and to do your best, and to stay true to you, and to be amazing. And if you've never seen me say that before, what I mean by be amazing is to just be the best version of exactly who you are. Just be honest with who you are, be the best version you possibly can, and I think that's enough to be considered being amazing. So I'll see you in the next video, folks. Thanks for stopping by. Until then, good night. Bye-bye.